So the Palmrich Estate project in the month of March is a major focus. And why Palmrich Estate? So over the weekend, I was reminiscing over some of the confusion that some of our partners may be creating in the mind of people. Now let's get this right. If our why is clear, we will not confuse people. You are selling to that person and then you are raising his hope that don't worry, once you retire, you'll be getting 10 million every month. So Palmrich is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Do we get that? The Palmrich project is not a get-rich-quick scheme. What is the Palmrich Estate project about? The Palmrich Estate project is about a long-term sustainable income plan. You want to grow a long-term wealth? There are different instruments of wealth creation. There are short-term investments, there are middle-term investments, there are long-term investments. Now, with our maybe CPP is what? It's a short-term investment. In 1 year, you've collected your capital and your profits, right? And you are off. But CPP is not like Palmrich. Palmrich is what? It's a long-term investment plan. And not just a long-term and a sustainable investment plan. So it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. Last year, we had an encounter with a consultant that told the customer, don't worry, once you buy, you start earning. The tree that you have not planted, you must plant the trees and nurture the tree first. So the understanding must be clear. If not, you cannot be saying you want to help people build sustainability by confusing them. So that's why we need to establish that clarity that Palmrich, especially on this major project, is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is a sustainable and a long-term profitable investment plan. So what is the Palmrich Estate project about? First, there is land ownership. There is land banking. And as an assets management company, we have seen that assets can be transactional. Assets necessarily does not have to be something that you just keep. It can be transactional. So how do I mean? Most people buy land and they just leave it. They don't do anything with it. They are just waiting for it to appreciate. Yes, it is an asset that can appreciate, just like we have said. Every asset has the potential to appreciate. But can the asset also be transactional while it's appreciating? The answer is yes. So with Palmrich, you first own the asset, which is the landed property, and then we are planting palm trees on it. So these palm trees has two major factors that we need to understand. Number one, the palm tree is not just a cash crop, it's an industrial crop. Now, how do I mean? The palm tree is different from groundnut. Nigeria is blessed with cash crops, but there are cash crops and there are industrial crops. So Palmrich or palm tree is both of its kind. Why is it an industrial crop? Most of us were at Ibadan and we are at Oil Palm PLC. Once you harvest the palm bunches, what do you have to do to them? You have to process it. Without the industrial part of it, it cannot be useful to you. Are we together? So, as an industrial crop, it has a lot of usage, byproducts, and everything that comes out from it. So, we plant the trees on your land. The trees grow and start fruiting. We harvest the fruits, we process into palm oil and other byproducts, we sell, and then you earn. And these trees has the capacity to fruit for over 30 years. It has the capacity to fruit for how many years? Over 30 years. And how does this benefit you? How does this benefit our clients in terms of helping them to create sustainability? Number one, most people who should own these projects are people who are planning towards their retirement. And why are we so keen on people who are planning towards their retirement? When people retire, most times, they don't have the strength to labor so much. True or false? The truth is, most of us are going to retire someday. Either you like it or not. Some days, the bomber will stop checking. It will stop. Someday, everything will go back to the state of rest. That's one thing that every human must know someday. That's how every human are. But when you have the energy right now and you are earning more income right now, it is only wise for you to plan for those days, which is where sustainability comes in. So you're planning towards your retirement. At ease, the palm tree is one of the best products to plant because you plant once and for all. It fruits for a very long time. and you can earn every year from the palm trees without so much labor. The land on which the palm trees are planted belongs to you, and the land will appreciate every year towards many years. You can transfer it to your children. You can sell it at your old age to raise capital for anything. God forbid, if you have a medical emergency in your old age, will you go and be begging for money? Will you go and be begging for money? Then you stop earning. You retired. Yes, we'll say that in our Yoruba culture, but now there is no more Omu in Okete. Now the Okete itself the Omu is not sustainable for Okete himself. So you have to plan for yourself. So Okete is rabbit. Is Okete rabbit? Bush rat. Okay, Okete is bush rat. So Yoruba says that when the bush, it's not Yoruba, it's practical. When the bush rat grows up, it sucks the breast of his babies. So most times, the stupidity of planning for retirement is that we depend on our children. That's the adage. But now, the children said they graduate, there is no work. So how do you want to suck their breast? So it is better you plan for your retirement by yourself and invest in strategic assets like the oil palm plantation. And we've seen evidence of this. I mean, if no other that you have seen, for those of us who are in Ondo State, you see my father's, right? You see my father's driver, you see a lot of palm plantation. A lot of the people there, some of them are old, and in their old age, they are living very fine. I grew up to love fish. In my house, we eat less of meat, because my father loved fish. Those fish are stupidly expensive. Sometimes we ask him, why is there only fish that this man buys? You know, we have a lot of water in our place. So the fisherman, when they go, every fisherman in my village, if they catch any big fish that is big, they are bringing it to our house. If you like, call it 100,000, my father will buy it. He will tell you that it's only what you eat that you fly with. So later but it's because he has, and in his old age, he could not do anything, but he still enjoyed life. I am sure till that man died, he never depended on any child from anywhere. He rather even support the grandchildren, pay their tuition. That is how to plan for your future towards retirement. In your old age, the Bible even says it. So the Bible and Yoruba, they are not friends in that age. The Bible says a good man does what? Let inheritance for his children. Yoruba says a good man should suck his children's breast. So for those of us who are planning towards retirement, that's just the joke. This is a project that will sustain you when you are retired. Number two, you want to plan for your children's tuition in the future. The palm tree. If you own an hectare of the palm tree, I give an analogy with you having your child in Covenant University, which is one of the best universities in Africa right now. And most of us aspire to put our children in Covenant University, especially now that dollars is expensive to send them abroad. And also, don't send them abroad because most of them can become broaded when they go abroad. So let's look at the equation. If my child's school fees is 1.5 million naira per annum, and then while that child is in secondary school, or maybe while you are a young father. No, this man already has children in university. Who is a young mother here? Am I right? Okay, Dimeji, yes. Dimeji, please come. Thank you. Dimeji is a bona fide father. So this is Father Dimeji. So Dimeji has got a baby. I'm a beautiful baby boy. And now, if he wants to be sustainable, like we explained with our project, that the essence of what we do is to help you to plan sustainability, right? Dimeji wants to be a sustainable father for his children and for himself. The best advice we tell him is that he should plant palm trees, right? Now, his baby will soon be in primary school. And one of the things about life, there are so many uncertainties. You can have a good job today, and there's no good job tomorrow. So will you put your children to live on uncertainties? The answer is no. Can you plan better for them? Yes. And what instrument can you do? We have one of these best instruments, which is the palm tree. So as a father, if he owns an hectare of oil palm plantation today, will he be bothered about his children's school fees? Why? Let's look at the mathematics. So if Dimeji is going to be earning an hectare of palm tree can give you an average of 3 to 5 million naira per annum, right? So if Dimeji is having a revenue of 3 to 5 million naira per annum, his child's school fees is 500,000 in primary school. Will he pray to get the school fees? It's sustainable. When that child moves from primary to secondary school and the school fees is 1 million, will he need to fast and pray? When the child moves to university, and definitely Dimeji wants his child to attend Covenant University. How many of us want less for our children? Nobody wants less. So, and if the tuition for Covenant University is 1.5 million, and he has an asset that is sustainable, that can give him 3 to 5 million, will he need to pray to put that child in Covenant University? That is what sustainability means. So every young adult Not just to the old men, to every young adult that want to have a sustainable life. I mean, focus on the things that you should focus on. When you plan sustainability, it helps you to be more focused. This young man will be more focused, knowing that I've taken care of those things. That is what sustainability means. With planning for your children's tuition, planning for even your family. God forbid, if he lost his job today and he needs to pay rent, and his rent per annum is 1 million naira or 1.5 million, can this asset pay for the rent? Are we together? Can this asset pay for the rent? That is what it means. Thank you. That's what it means to have the oil palm plantation. Plan for a lot more sustainability. And let's take it higher. So, Dimeji's 1 hectare has seen the child through school after 10 years. What will be the worth of that asset after 10 years? Has it appreciated? Is there wisdom in that for planning sustainability? So if at the age of 20, that asset is now 20 years, and it bought for 3 million naira, what would be the worth of the asset in 20 years' time? Let's give an average of, see, Omole Estate is about 30 years old, or 30 years plus, or 30 years. I was still with the MD of Ojamamoye Bank yesterday night. He lives in a 1,000 plus hectares. He bought it at 900,000 naira. Today, he cannot sell that 1,000 plus less than 900 million. We just bought one recently inside the Omole. It was, we bought one in Olowora here. That property, the man bought it at 1992 for 5,000 naira. We have the receipt to the office. We bought that property for 230 million. 5,000, not in Omole, in Olowora here. Is assets going to give you a sustainable life? That is what we are. That's what we are doing. So are you proud to help people plan towards being sustainable in life? Will you be proud that Dimeji's child has a better future because through you as a consultant, Dimeji was able to plan for his child's future? That is what we are doing. That's the mission we are crusading. And then the child graduates from school. There is no job, but he has an asset that is worth maybe 60 million or 100 million. Can he sell that asset to start a business? Are we together? Can he sell that asset to start a business? That is what we are doing. Our Ibadan, we bought it very expensive, over $1 billion, after 20 years of ownership by the former owner, 15 years plus. The entire place, we saw the C of O, 53 million naira. And then we bought at over $1 billion naira. That Ibadan, with all the plants in there. Now the children sold because the owner is dead and they don't want to continue managing it. But one good thing is that if they are wise children, that money will settle all of them. They will establish businesses. As the mom created sustainability for the children, that is what we are selling. Asset ownership that powers sustainability. Is the message clear? Is the message clear? So for Palmrich this month, don't sell the flyers. Partners, consultants, don't sell the flyers. The people are not buying the flyers. They are buying all that we have explained now. That is what they want. They want to plan towards their retirement is a problem. They want their children sustainable. They want to be able to pay their rent maybe in the future or for whatever. They want to be sustainable. That is what the Palmrich Estate project is about. So now we have done phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, phase 5, phase 6, phase 7, and phase 8. And for the phase 7 and phase 8, like we said, we help people to access these assets affordably. It is very affordable right now. From as low as 1.8 million, you can get an acre, right? And from as low as 750,000, you can get a plot. See, as a consultant, you don't know the value you are creating. But from the story of Dimeji, I hope you get that value clear. When you power every child to be sustainable in the future, that is what you're doing. When you help that man to plan towards his retirement and retire well, that is what you're doing. So we gave an analogy last month. If Dimeji buy today 1.8 million, right, an acre, and you collect commission, how much is the commission you're collecting? 180,000. You collect 180,000 today. In 20 years' time, 1 acre is now 300 million. Who is doing each other more favor? So the Dimeji should not be proud that we are selling to him. He should not be. We are helping his life. We are helpers of his destiny. So that's who we are as consultants and as partners here. Everybody we are pitching this value to, we are helping them to create a better future. But say, when you do it with genuity, when we do it not scamming people, when we do it with truthfulness, not as a get-rich-quick scheme, not telling them what the product is not about, and then you bring stories to us. One short thing about us is that we have a lot of documents to deny you. If you sell what is not, we will deny you. Because if we must sustain the future, it must be truthful. It must be what? It must be truthful, it must be transparent, it must be accountable. So I think that's all about Palmrich, and key into phase 7, phase 8. Phase 8 is on Ibese Road, Lagos Abeokuta Express Road. It's going to be a massive project, massive project. Phase 7, most of us have visited phase 7. A lot of development currently ongoing there. The value of the land is skyrocketing every day. The best time to key into this project is now. Tell your partners, tell your clients, if they miss this window, the projects will become expensive for them. Thank you so much.